Alright guys, breakdown of the two trades we took today, one for 8.5 hour and one scalp for 3.5 hour. So, starting with this one, it was this afternoon, just before New York opening. The reason I took this trade, I also explained in the new course video I dropped today, the DXY confluence video. And as you can see on that video, DXI aligned perfectly with this one. From here, so from this zone, we look for confirmation, going to a lower time frames. Very clean confirmation, as you can see. You could argue if this was the change of character, breaking this high or this one. I like this one more. This was my change of character. From there, it did a pullback beyond 0.5 and 1 to the 1. From there, it made another break of structure, where I was pretty confident it would just turn around and we could look for longs. I didn't want to take it here. I want to wait for some pullback. So I waited for the 0.5, 0.6 pullback and entered right there, as you can see. From the 0.5, I waited for just another candle to the upside, just not that it melted through to the downside, and I had some kind of reaction on the 1 second. So that's why my entry was there. Stop loss below this low, because this broke structure and this is basically our stronger low. It doesn't always have to do that, it can also mitigate some kind of zone over here, but in this case I was good. A little bit in drawdown, but nonetheless we went greatly in profit. With of course the target being these double tops. You could argue it's a sweep, so it's relatively double tops. I took partials over here too, this zone, as this is retail supply or support and resistance, and we had multiple touches here. So also there was some imbalance fill over here, and this was on the high time frame. It was some high time frame. It was some supply zone. So there's a reason for why I want to take profits here, because it could also just tap this zone and reverse. And you can see it also gave the reaction. From there I just waited for these highs to get taken out, which happened close after, and from there I simply waited on some kind of retracement signs, and it a little bit gave it over here. So yeah, I took profits right here above this one. So yeah, that's it for the first trade. Now let's quit this replay mode and go to the auto trade. We go to the 1 minute and see how it just made a new high and then retraced to this lower level. From this lower level, we did have a little bit of confirmation, but as we were that close before this news release, I didn't want to take it and I didn't want to get involved. So then coming down to this evening, as you can see, this is a very clear zone, so we could look for longs into that zone. And this was really just a quick second scalp. As you can see, this got respected, then it went moving up again, and going to our 5 seconds, you also can see once it got mitigated, demand was getting respected on the 1 second, on the 1 to 5 seconds. So that's basically where I based my trade on. So I was watching this demand zone going to our 1 second. Let me replay a little bit. It's really just a quick scalp, and it was very clean. So from the 1 second, you can see demand zones here are getting respected. And so we also go look for longs. We had a huge impulse here, which indicates that buyers are coming in. Very steady build down, creating some liquidity over here. Just a steady build down, that's what I want to see, not like a a volume like this into this zone, that wouldn't be valid for us to take it. From there, again, new low, new high made. This got broken, so this is basically a change of character. From there, I just waited for a pullback and another reaction to the upside for a trade long. And as you see, it gave us the break of structure, and I was very confident we would hold right there. So that's our break of structure. For the target, I basically managed this manual. I simply got out when we were 2 hour up, or I mean 3.5 hour up. That was 2% for me. So I simply went out there. I could have also targeted this high. I'm not sure if that got tapped. Yeah, it did, but it would have tapped me out break even anyway. So in some kind of scenarios, if you're happy and you're just wanting a quick scalp, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. I'm not sure. Yeah, there it would get taken out. So this level wouldn't even get tapped unless until we went farther, and we would have get tapped out. So it's really a 1 second scalp, and I want to be really aggressive on that. Especially when I see such a move like this, you can expect a pullback, and I simply didn't wanna return my profit, so I simply took it, and I was very happy with it.